Welcome to Tutorio. Subscribe, like and hit the bell icon to never miss another one of our amazing videos. Ever wondered why Swiss cheese has holes? Is it because the cows are ticklish? A bit of humor to kick things off. But have you ever really pondered over the process that transforms a humble gallon of milk into a mouth-watering block of cheese? It's an art, a science, a culinary ballet that has been perfected over centuries. But don't worry, we're not going to get too technical. Well, we won't be tickling any cows today, but we will unravel the secret behind the creation of this dairy delight. So how does cheese come into existence? Does it just magically appear in the dairy aisle? Well, if you've ever pondered this question, buckle up because we're about to take a journey back to the very beginning. It all starts with our bovine friends, the cows. These gentle giants are the unsung heroes of the cheese world. Their day kicks off with a trip to what we like to call the moo spa. Here, they experience the equivalent of a cow's day at the spa, albeit with less cucumber slices on the eyes and more hands-on action. This is where the magic happens. The milking process is the first step of cheese making. It's a delicate dance of man and beast, a symphony of hands and udders. It's a process that yields the raw material for our beloved cheese, the fresh, creamy milk. So next time you're enjoying a cheese platter, spare a thought for the hard-working cows who started their day at the moo spa. Ever been told you're curdling someone's milk? Well, in cheesemaking, that's a good thing. Now, let's dive into the world of curdled milk. It's like a milk's midlife crisis. One day it's happy being milk, and the next it decides it wants to be cheese. It's a fascinating process, really. Just like us humans, milk needs a little push to make a big change. The push in this case comes from an enzyme called rennet. When added to the milk, rennet causes it to separate into curds and whey. It's kind of like milk's version of moving out and getting its own place. The curds, thick and creamy, are the stuff that will become cheese. The whey, on the other hand, is like the old stuff left behind. It's often used in other food products or animal feed, so curdling isn't always bad. Sometimes it's just milk deciding it's time for a career change. Cheese making isn't all fun and games. There's a pressing matter to attend to. Yes, you guessed it. We're talking about the pressing of curds to form cheese. It's an important step that gets the cheese into shape, literally. Imagine it like this. The curds are like a bunch of unruly kids that need to be squeezed into disciplined lines. The process of pressing helps to expel the remaining whey, fusing the curds together and hardening the cheese. Here's a fun way to think about it. It's essentially the cheese's version of a gym session. You know, like how we humans hit the gym to shed those extra pounds? Well, cheese does the same. But in this case, it's shedding the excess whey and getting into shape. And just like any good workout, it's not always easy. There's a lot of pressure involved, quite literally. But as they say, no pain, no grainy texture. So, even cheese has to hit the gym to get into shape. Like fine wine and George Clooney, cheese too gets better with age. It's a funny thing, isn't it? In a world where we're constantly scrubbing, sanitizing and disinfecting every nook and cranny, cheese sits in a cave, growing mold on purpose. Talk about living on the edge. Now this isn't your everyday run-of-the-mill mold we're talking about. This is the good stuff, the kind of mold that turns a simple curd into a robust Roquefort or a tangy Stilton. And it's not just about the mold, it's about time. Some cheeses hang out for a few weeks, while others, the real divas of the dairy world, take their sweet time, aging for several years. The aging process is what gives each cheese its unique flavor and texture. It's like a rite of passage, turning a young, fresh cheese into a mature, complex one. So there you have it. From a ticklish cow to a block of cheese that's been hanging out in a cave for a year. Who knew cheese had such a dramatic life story?